I couldn't continue to just celebrate the sacraments, as powerful that it is, and that's been my life for 42 years, while families were being separated and people were suffering. And I felt that God was telling me, get up, step up, do something. It was that night that it just came so clear to me that I'm the spiritual father of this community. I need to do something. And I remember laying in bed saying I could stay here in bed and get angry and ticked off and feel just impotent in the face of all of this, or I can literally get out of bed and put some shoes on and start walking. I believe it was a direct call from God above and said just one thing I could do was walk. Something I didn't expect, that along the way in the rural communities we had an opportunity to talk to people that usually their opinion is not asked. There was one particular very touching moment when I was about to walk through the Appalachian Trail, and a man approached me and he said, don't forget us. And I said, well, who's us? And he said, we represent 35% of the American populace, and we're non-believers. We have no religious affiliation, so don't forget us. And that was very telling to me. And along the way, then I was much more aware of that in my conversations, that there was a number of people who wanted to be in the conversation. So many people came and kind of began to create a larger community through this walk. The walk along the way allows you to meet some people, but it's about the talk. Be in conversation with one another, not talking at one another, but talking with one another and to one another about not an issue, but about people who are all of us, for the most part, that have come to this great nation from somewhere else. This present generation of immigrants is not very different in terms of their aspirations, their hopes, their dreams, the sacrifices, and the reason why they left their homeland. The idea is that in falling in love with your family, and as faith leaders, certainly as Catholic priests, if celibacy makes any sense, it makes sense only because you fall in love with a community. Someone wrote to me a number of years ago, he said, everyone is looking for a solution that no one is going to like, but the majority will accept. We can't resort to violence. We can't fight violence with more violence. Our whole Christian message, Catholic message, Jesus Christ message is do something. So silence is not the answer either. Families belong together means just what it means. The foundation of our faith is around the family. And how do we work tirelessly, not just as faith communities, but in all communities, to make sure that happens. Not only to work hard that families stay together, but to do everything in our power to make sure we're not working to separate families. And certainly that seems to me what's happening right now in all of this. And when that happens, something's wrong with the big picture.